all the good things. We just went back live on YouTube. We are looking for political debates. If you're a Trump supporter, I would love to know why. Why is your brain not good? You know what? Let's do this. Boom. Audio only. Thank you. Yes. Let's see if I can do it. Settings. Ugh. Why was I disconnected? The hell? That is so weird. Okay. We're back up. Am I setting up the community gift? No, I am setting up. How my guests have access. I don't know. Guys, we are doing political debates. If you guys want to debate, hop in the box and tell me why you like Trump. Why are you conservative? Why are you a libertarian? Why your brain's not good? I have for 25 more minutes to set that up. So Pickles stack packs and can steal the election. I mean, look what he's done with voter rolls the last few elections. It's fucked up. Paxton's easily like the most corrupt politician in Texas, maybe the country, other than Trump. Guest requests are back, y'all. What kind of food did you order, dude? Welcome back, YouTube. Welcome back, everybody. We're doing a little bit of a late nighter. Paxton's easy. Shawarma, hummus. Yummy. Yummy. Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Yep, I support. Hello, is this working?
Yeah.
Yes, I support Trump.
Oh, why do you guys support Trump?
I support him for his abortion policies.
Okay. That's it?
And his immigration laws.
He hasn't passed any immigration laws, has he?
Like his takes on immigration, sorry, is what I mean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, quite frankly, I am. He's a great president. He's one of the best presidents, quite frankly. I've seen a lot of presidents. He's one of the best. He's a tremendous leader of our country. And I support him. Yes, I do, quite frankly. Of course I support him.
You're a fucking pussy, bro. I'll beat the fucking shit out of you.
Hello?
You're a fucking little bitch, bro. I'll beat the fucking shit out of you, pussy.
Are you doing okay, man?
I'm doing better than you are, little bitch. You
Hey,
punch up.
don't say mean words to me. That hurts my feelings, man.
I'll rip your fucking throat out and eat it, pussy.
Sounds like you got some big feelings, man.
I'll kick your skull in, little bitch. Pussy ass fucking liberals. I can't sing. I can't. I don't support any single one of you liberals, bro.
Hey, man, you sound like you're a little messed up. You been drinking?
No, I've been sober for 15 years.
Nice, and you just not sober emotionally.
No, I'm sober completely. You're this little bitch who deserves to get his ass whooped.
I think you need to maybe go to therapy. You got some emotions you got to take care of.
Oh yeah. Maybe you should fucking take your head out of your ass and start actually researching some shit about what's going on in the world, you fucking jackass.
Hey, man, I hope you feel better soon. Okay.
Yeah, fuck you. Fuck off, bitch. Grow a pair of fucking balls.
Guy's got a lot of big feelings. Lots of fifis. I think it's like the epitome of radicalized. Big boy feelings. He told me to fuck off, and now he's back in the box. Someone needs to call their sponsor. That's for sure, dude. Someone needs to call his probation officer. Hello? You a Trump supporter?
Alright, listen here, you little punk sissy liberal, okay? You're not gonna fucking be up here, right? Acting like we didn't just have phone sex the other night when you were in my bed, right?
You wish, dude. I heard those acoustics too. That guy was, I think he was either pooping or he was in the bathtub. What's the water stream about? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of big feelings in here today, though, and I hope they get the help they need. Yeah, go ahead and block them. Yeah. It's getting a little weird, chat. Audio only, still not solving it. I mean, I can't change that setting right now. It's like watching intergalactic cable, that's for sure, dude. Yeah. Yep. Chat, we're looking for Trump supporters if anyone wants to debate. Pickles made Incel Discord front page tonight. I think so. I bet I'm somewhere in looks maxing whatever the fuck his name is. Probably somewhere in his Discord. Extremely handsome man. Probably have a bounty for me. Like, this guy's liberal. Oops, I didn't mean to decline you, Democrat Destroyer. You're welcome to try. Yeah, clavicular. Oh, man. Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Yes, sir. We have spoken before at some point in time, but you dropped me down from the conversation because of something. I don't know exactly what it was, but we might have not gotten on the best foot, so maybe we could start, trying again.
Did you just glitch McConnell? Hello?
Are you able to hear me?
There you go.
Sorry, do I need to repeat? Yeah, I was on your live stream this one time, but you knocked me off because of some boo-ha ass bullshit. I don't know exactly what it was, but we were having a conversation with each other, and then I was taken down from the live stream, so maybe we can give it another shot. It's another time, another night.
Why don't you go practice falling down? I'll be over there in a little bit.
I don't know what you mean by that.
Dude, it's weird. It's weird. Saturday night past midnight is better than Netflix. Last weekend before school. Oh, that's fantastic to know. I love that. There's no Trump supporters left. I'm pretty sure MAGA's dying, dude. It is dead. It is dead. The last of them are just like those people, like in the Civil War, they didn't know the Civil War was over. They're still like held up in their homes in the South. Like, we didn't lose yet. Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
Ooh, what do you like about Trump?
Immigration policies. I don't want to necessarily debate you right now. What times do you debate?
Usually around 7 p.m. Every day, Central Time.
Okay, bet I'll be back. I don't have time right now, but I'll be back.
All right, man.
See ya.
All right. Joey just kicked Dylan. I agree the Union didn't punish Confederates enough. And we definitely didn't teach about it enough in school. There's enough MAGA to scare the shit out of me that they know like only the like revisionist history. Like, oh, the Democrats started the KKK. I'm smart. Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
Yep.
Isn't it your bedtime?
Nope.
TFW, price of groceries 2 times under Biden during a pandemic, by the way. And also the price of gas 2x under Biden because of Trump, by the way. It's embarrassing. Embarrassing. Because of Trump. You're welcome to come up and talk about it if you don't know shit about fuck. How's my baby? She is doing good. The Dixie Party was only a small group of people in the Democrat Party back then. Correct. Red wave coming. There's a red. Everybody's stoked about these about this endless war that nobody knows why we're there. They're just really, they're amped to get to the polls. They love these gas prices with no end in sight. With the rising of gas prices and the scarcity of oil across the world, they just can't wait to get to them polls and vote for more. 47% increase in bankruptcies for farmers. And you just know they're energized to get right back out there and vote for that bankruptcy. They just love them bankruptcies. They love them tariffs that are fucking up their business, and they're just high stepping all the way to the poll. They just can't wait, especially after seeing Trump enrich himself by $3 billion last year. They want more of it because we can't have Nancy Pelosi making like $200 million. That's worse than $3 billion or something. Hello, you a Trump supporter?
Hello. Hello.
Hi, you a Trump supporter?
Yes, of course.
There's like a fan going that's got a real bad squeal to
Oh,
it.
yeah, my bad. Hold on. Sorry, my bad. I live in Arizona and it's fucking hot up here.
It's all right. All right. What do you like about Trump?
I'd like his policies or executive orders align more with me.
Like what?
Foreign policy, the border, of course, and just domestic issues as well.
Like what kind of domestic issues that he's fixed?
I liked that he was hard on the trans issue. That was a big one.
Cool, man. All right. I'd love to hear your take on foreign
So
policy. How
why
he's
that
not.
face? Why that face?
I feel sorry for anybody who talks about trans people,
Why?
because they were convinced that like 5 people in a league of 500,000 people were their biggest issue, or that trans people in general just who want to be left alone have anything to do with politics. Like on the left, we'll defend them all day, every day, and that's what they knew. So it's like you guys constantly like gaslight us about this trans thing, and we have to somehow figure out how to.
Well, see, this is where I think we differ. I think the trannies do want to be left alone. It's the trans activists that are.
Yeah, it's a slur. It's a slur, Vato. Slur to run. Hello, you a Trump supporter?
No, I don't want up.
Oh, sorry.
You look up Trump accounts yet?
Did I what?
You look up Trump accounts yet?
Trump accounts, the $1,000 investments?
Yeah, so what did Biden do? Well, did he provide a tax advantaged solution for children for their futures?
No, but I mean, you
Great,
know what?
thanks. That's literally where our conversation ends. Appreciate it.
Okay. Wow. Guys, as long as the government invests $1,000 in your child once, you can fuck up whatever you want. You can fuck up the world economy. You can fuck up the relationship with all of our allies. You can socially divide the country as much as you possibly want to. You can be morally bankrupt. You can be corrupt and enrich yourself. So long as you give $1,000 to each child that's born. It's profound. Hello, you a Trump supporter?
Yeah, I'm Trump supporter.
Oh, what do you like about Trump?
Trump, he just stands up to all these liberal grifters on TikTok, mostly people like Dean Withers. He's gonna run around raping people. Yeah, people like
Only Trump's allowed to
Parker. He
rape
goes
people.
up there and debates, spinning his tires. Anytime he goes on a debate, he just goes up there and spins his tires.
I don't think Trump does anything about those people, does he? Can you tell me a thing he does?
He makes them cry. Dean Withers was crying on stream today over Trump. Literal, real tears.
I think he was crying over grape allegations.
What's his topic? I mean, fill up my cup with those Dean Withers grape allegations. More tears, more Dean Withers crash outs.
So
He's an
your
evil
politics
person.
are your politics are based off of hurting like one person on the internet?
No, I want Hassan Piker deported as well.
Okay. That's it?
I don't like
Just
Andrew
two people?
Wilson either. I don't like Andrew Wilson.
But he's
I
on
think
your
he's going to
side.
get Tyler Robinson acquitted. Yeah, but he went up there in that Candace Owens podcast and he's spinning his wheels like a fucking retard, like making us look like an idiot.
I don't think y'all need any help looking like idiots. You gotta, guys, you sweet spirits, you can't just slur to run all night. This is just sad. Yeah, I just got a hate violation, a hate speech violation. Come on, y'all. Prove it, Pickles, you liar. You liar. Hello, are
How's
you a
it going,
Trump
sir?
Doing good. Are you a Trump supporter?
I used to be, but I realize he sucks, and I stopped vote. I don't vote for him no more. I hate him. Can I just give my speech real quick? Why I don't like him?
Sure.
Yeah, I actually my whole family they're MAGAs, they're Republicans, and I used to be like them. I ain't gonna lie. When Trump got in, I even made little MAGA cupcakes, and I was celebrating him getting in office, and I seen what he's doing to America and what he's doing to people coming over to our country, and it's not right what he's doing. You know, my business burnt down 8 months ago, and I'm not lying. Everybody that got around and helped me rebuild my business were immigrants, and they pitched in, construction workers, everybody had my business running in a week and a half or 2 weeks again, and they just helped me out so much. And I saw what Trump was doing. I was like, this isn't right. These people are good people. They come over here, they work hard. And it changed my mind. And I started watching Dean and Parker and listening to what they say in their debates. And it really opened up my mind, you know. So I changed my vote. I'm actually a registered Democrat now. And yeah, so my family doesn't like it, but it's my beliefs. And it opened my eyes up to what I believe in now, I guess. And I seen how ignorant I was when I was a MAGA. And yeah, that's my speech, man.
W. Thanks for coming up, dude.
Awesome. Yeah, thank you. You have a good one.
You too. Oh, yeah. There is literally no reason to vote Republican. Even less of a reason to vote MAGA for Trump. There really is nothing you can point to that's gotten better. Like, you can say that Trump's going to deport all these people. You're never going to know. You'll never know. It's not going to do anything. It's just going to hurt the economy. You're not going to wake up one day and be like, all the migrants are gone. Now we're happy or something. It's not going to do anything. It's not doing anything. Dean's the same sort of debater. Listen, you're gonna get your toes sucked. Accuse me to be like a Dean. Trump hasn't done anything conservative whatsoever. I agree. I think conservatism is also just a dumb idea. It's just a fucking. You just look at conservatives today, and they're just like they like dress like liberals did like 15 years ago. They have the same attitudes liberals did when like 15 years. They're just like 15 years lagging. They're just like dead weight. You have to like drag along socially. What are they conserving? I don't know. How do you run on conserving something for 200 years but have no... I don't know. There's nothing you can point to. Be like, look, this has stayed the same and that's good. I don't know. It's just so dumb. MAGA stays winning. They're winning a bad economy. They're winning bad gas prices. They're winning bankrupting America. They're winning high unemployment rates, negative jobs numbers, high inflation. Yikes. It's sad, dude. Why aren't people mad that we pay tariffs? Nobody pays the tariffs, guys. According to conservatives, the top 1% pay the tariffs. But taxing companies is bad because that would pass higher prices on to customers. So somehow they don't pay it. And it's just this magic tax. Zilla, thank you for the hat mustache, by the way. They're conserving the Epstein file. That's just about anything they've ever conserved, yeah. He loves Mamdani. Yeah, I love Mamdani. Historical lows in crime rates for New York. Close the deficit. Everyone loves him. He's like a real life Spider-Man. He's the shit, dude. Free childcare, free parents night out. Ooh. Free transition for anybody over 19. Free healthcare for LGBTQ plus. Baller, dude. I can't wait for Abdul as well. If Mamdani was born in America, he'd be our next president. I agree. He needs to make children immediately. He needs to make a child. Who blames the inflation and the prices Biden's Inflation Reduction Act in 2022? Are we still stuck in this situation? Every month after the Inflation Reduction Act passed, inflation went down from 9% all the way to 3%. And it went back up when Trump put tariffs on us. It's the sole reason that the Federal Reserve cited not lowering interest rates. Oops. And it passed after the 9% inflation peak in 2022, correct? I love John Ossoff. John Ossoff is a handsome man with good takes. Did not go down to 3%. It went all the way down to 3%. Read it and weep. Back up to 4.2 with Trump. I think it's 4.1 right now.
Hello.
Hi, are you a Trump supporter?
Oh yeah.
Oh, what do you like about Trump?
Got big balls. Big
Okay.
balls of steel.
You think he's like brave or something, or?
Yeah, I mean he's got balls of steel. Like he ain't scared of shit. He don't take no shit from nobody.
I don't think those two things really. I don't know. Like, this is what I would say. I would say Trump is the most insecure president we've ever had.
Why do you say that?
I think that you can say something critical about him and get really flustered and upset and start crying. Whether it's a reporter or a tweet, he gets real upset. He'll tweet about it. He'll stay up till 3 a.m. tweeting about it in all caps. He'll tweet 40 times in one night about it. Right? I feel like that's kind of the opposite of like somebody who's got big balls. Somebody who's really insecure.
I love Trump. Trump's my daddy. Trump train, baby, choo choo.
You sound like a soundboard of somebody who does like 5th grade lunch table politics.
Yeah. Anyway, how are you doing, Mr. Camel Toe? Did you vote for Camel Toe?
It's funny because it's like Kamala. Wow. And she's got a vagina?
Yeah, camel toe.
Wow. Hey, do you have anything worth debating you want to talk about, or
No, he's just helping the economy out real good.
what's going good about the economy?
Everything booming.
You want to know a fun fact?
Yeah, sure.
There's not a single macroeconomic indicator that shows the economy is doing better. It's doing worse in every single way since Biden left.
Oh, you're talking about Sleepy Joe?
Hasn't Trump fallen asleep 14 times on TV?
I guess.
Wouldn't it be Trump Sleepy Don?
Yeah.
Hmm.
What if I would have voted for Camel Toe?
Because she's a woman with a vagina. It's funny.
Yeah.
I know the economy would be really good. We'd probably have lower interest rates on houses right now. All of our friends and our allies across the world wouldn't hate us. We wouldn't be in a Middle East war right now that seems real pointless. We wouldn't be enabling Israel to bomb Lebanon and the Gaza Strip more. Be real tight.
Yeah.
We'd probably be fucking up Russia even more than they're getting fucked up right now. Are you trying to light something?
No, I was just saying Trump, great president, man.
You got like a little light bulb?
I do. It's in a fan.
Not full of white substances?
No, anyway, what are you doing? Nothing?
Yeah, I'm just slapping MAGA wiener right now.
Makes me horny, baby. Wow.
All right, Steve. Let's see if this guy's got anything other than $1,000 Trump investment to talk about.
All
What's
right, I
up?
have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Both Democrats and Republicans usually tend to agree that they do want to stifle illegal immigration.
Sure.
Okay, so do you ask yourself, why is the illegal immigration happening?
Why does it happen in general?
Yeah, why does it happen? Why do people come from Venezuela and all these other countries into America?
That's a loaded question. Specifically Venezuela, because Trump did a coup on them back in his first term and he failed. And they caught us, and then he cut the trade of oil from Venezuela, which was like 20% of their economy, and their economy crashed. And to twist the knife, 2 days before Trump left office, he gave them temporary protective status. So anybody from Venezuela was pretty much, they saw a green flare, and they said, ooh, we can go straight to America, and we have temporary protective status. We have blanket protective status to go there, and they flooded our border.
So people from Venezuela have been coming since before Trump. So
yeah, but the
somebody in the chat actually said it correctly, and you used a key word there, coup. So why are these people from Central American countries and South American countries coming into America? The answer is because the U.S. destabilized all of these countries in the 50s and 60s.
Yes.
Now, let me ask you, what have Democrats like Obama and Biden done to
I'm so glad you asked.
give reparations to those
I'm so glad you asked. So Kamala went to the Northern Triangle countries.
So
and-
Kamala's never been president, so
Biden appointed Kamala to go do this. So Biden said, "Hey Kamala, can you go address the source of the immigration?" And she went there and she raised $5.3 billion. Got companies like Target and Chewy to go create stores and warehouses, create jobs, and it stopped the influx of migrants from those countries.
Right, but that's preventing using government money instead of using their own
that was
money.
private money.
Yeah, private money.
That wasn't government
Right.
money.
Well, that's what I just said right now. They're not using government money. So they instead of using the government money that they have the access to, they can put that in the budget. Instead of doing that, they're depending on private companies to put up a measly, how much was it? $5.3 million. You think $5.3 million dollars
with a
is
B.
billion? Okay, so you think that's gonna solve all these 30 plus countries? And did it?
It reduced it by
didn't.
60% from those
It
three
did what?
countries. Reduced it by 60% from those three countries.
It reduced immigration by 60% from all those countries.
3 countries, yes.
3 countries. And you realize that in South America and Central America, we got about 30 countries.
Right. You're asking me what they did. That's something that they did. What has Trump done?
Is that a serious question?
Yeah. What has he done to those countries besides destabilize them more?
He's actually prevented people from coming into the country. If you take a look at the number of people that have come into the country, it's significantly reduced. So hold on before you interrupt. Because we're now putting out that blockade and we're signaling to those countries that they're not going to be able to get in so easily.
Until
they're not
Trump's
going
gone.
to try anymore.
Yeah. They're going to try as soon as Trump's gone because he hasn't done anything permanent. They're going to be able to get you to vote on this again. They've created a problem. And they've created a lever for them to pull to create the problem over and over again for you to feel all upset about it and all scared that migrants are coming. But it's literally a non-issue. It's a non-issue if we can figure out a legal way to get them to come in and give them a work permit and check their backgrounds, etc. I think it's a non-issue. But they'll get you they'll pull your heartstrings and get you to do xenophobia.
You're talking about legal migration. We're talking about illegal.
Well, Trump stopped legal migration too. He has done the bulk of
Yeah, but we're not talking about
visas.
legal migration. We're talking about what have these presidents done to try to make those reparations for those Central American countries, South American countries that had their entire economies destroyed by the 50s and 60s administrations. What have they done?
I don't know. Trump's doing it even worse, right? He's doing it to Cuba some more. Right now, he's strangling Cuba. He is trying to overthrow the government of Honduras right now and install a dictator that he pardoned out of prison that smuggled 300 tons of cocaine into this country. He has done a huge wave of propaganda, far-right propaganda, all throughout South America. He absolutely is propping up the Argentinian government, giving them billions of dollars, campaigning for Milei. He's good friends with them, it seems. I don't think that he's doing anything that is for the good, for a good outcome for any of these countries. I think they're going to suffer even more. He's just going to give more power to the feudalist countries, the feudalist governments that are happening right there. I think Kamala had a much better take on this. I think Biden did too. I think if these countries have problems,
why do they have greater amounts of immigrants coming in during their terms?
A lot of them were legal, right? The majority?
Legal or
yeah,
we're talking about illegal. They had more illegal immigrants than Trump.
So they had a higher rate of.
Can you attest to that? Is that true or not?
There was 1.5 million gotaways. That was it.
In during the Biden administration.
Mm-hmm. The rest of the people came in. They were encountered at the border. They were let into the immigration system because of the law. If we mostly had asylum people, so asylum.
But that's
seekers.
not illegal. That's not illegal.
Correct. So they were coming here the right way.
You're changing the topic.
No,
You're
stop.
Not directly
I know. Trump spent a lot of time and money convincing all of y'all that all of these people were illegal. All the busing of people to Martha's Vineyard in Chicago and New
Has
York.
nothing to do with my point.
Yes, it does. You guys think this is all the same.
Why are
and
you
it's not.
putting that like a monolith? We're all a monolith. I just told you that I don't believe that they're illegal immigrants if they're getting asylum. You're
Right.
putting
So
us all in a monolith.
majority of these people were legal then, right? You admit that?
Yeah, but you also admit
The
that
majority.
they had more illegal immigrants than Trump.
Yeah,
Do you
because of
admit
COVID.
that?
Yeah.
Oh, now we're blaming COVID.
Yes.
Okay, well, COVID wasn't around during Obama's term. Did Obama have more illegal immigrants than Trump did?
No. The encounters at the border? Trump had a crisis unlike the which we've seen since 30 years in 2019. Trump had worse.
That's not true. I think we should look that up right now.
Yeah, I'll show you.
Just to confirm. Look up the number of illegal immigrants that entered the country under Obama's 8. Well, we can do just one term as a sample size, and then we can do Trump's.
We don't have to do that. There's a just nice chart I'll pull up for you.
That will demonstrate that Trump has had more illegal immigrants enter the country.
Yes, or encounters.
Okay.
I don't think that you guys, when you say illegal immigrants, are you just talking about gotaways?
Yes.
That's it.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, that's what an illegal immigrant is, right? If you're giving them asylum, that's not illegal.
That's not the only way to be an illegal immigrant.
Well, you can overstay your visa, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we're more, talking about the border, not people flying in. Yeah, encounters aren't people coming in, not necessarily.
Correct.
So we can take a look at that. I could be that I'm wrong.
This is besides the point, but this shows you the influx. 2019, you see this peak, boop, right there.
Total number of encounters by U.S. border patrols.
Mm-hmm. So usually, gotaways are proportional to encounters. Trump had a peak, unlike which we've seen in 30 or 50 years, I don't remember, during his term in 2019. And it was also in parts where we had a wall.
This only, but this is not counting. Okay, can you pull up the chart again? Because it only specifically stated, it wasn't exactly what we were looking for.
Yeah, I know. Hold on. Border Patrol did not publish standardized real-time public numbers of gotaways during the Obama administration. CBP did in subsequent years. Okay. We don't have that.
Okay. Well, well, what makes you believe, we don't have the statistics, so really we both be debating something that ultimately we don't know the truth too, right? But what makes you believe that Trump has more illegal immigrants enter the country than under Obama's
He didn't really
term?
do any. He passed no legislation. He didn't really do anything meaningful until COVID hit. He talked about building a wall. He mostly golfed his first administration. He didn't do anything.
I agree with that, but I guess I'm thinking about the now.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was scared. Ooh, Trump. Now they are, because Trump is doing civil rights and human rights violations, and nobody wants to go to CCOT for crossing the border. So that's why nobody's coming now. But if you want permanent, meaningful legislation to be passed, Biden was ready to pass it. Trump stopped them.
For that person, TB in the chat, both the host and I don't have a source. He just admitted that there is no source. We really don't have the numbers for that. So really, we just be imagining, there's nothing concrete, really. Okay, well, my ultimate point was, I was just wondering what Democrats do exactly to, stop that illegal immigration. I know you said Kamala was sent over. She raised money from private companies. 5.3 billion was the number you said, but honestly, it's a drop in the bucket. It's nothing. Ultimately, nothing.
If you admit that $5.3 billion is nothing, I agree, and you should condemn the cuts to USAID that Trump did. That is going to cost 14 million lives to expire in the Africa and Europe and Asia. I agree.
Why do you feel that the U.S. is responsible for the problems of other countries? I mean, I feel like there's. I don't think it should be. I don't think the U.S. should be a soft power.
I think it's silly.
I do believe there are some countries whose affairs we've meddled with in the past that they are, we are
only believe in
responsible.
hard power. You only believe in like killing people directly and not trying to influence foreign policy with like feeding people.
No, I mean it's. I mean, I would want the U.S. to be more isolationist.
I think it's silly. Have the largest
Why is
military on
that?
Earth, twice as big as the next 10 countries combined, but don't do anything. Don't do anything with it.
Well,
And
hold on a
even if you
second.
hold on, and even if you see something that you can prevent with this much, with what you claim as a drop in the bucket, if we can like stop the outcomes of a war that would fuck up trading, that would cost us 7 times more than that. If we could stop like world problems with the economy or with other countries invading another, and stop like war that would cost us $20 trillion over the course of 20 years, I think it absolutely makes sense. Asia's going in, they're swooping in, and they're doing all they can. They've picked up all the fucking shit that we've dropped. All of the countries, especially in Africa, where we have stopped funding and feeding people and stopped the spread of AIDS and disease, which will eventually come to our doorstep. They've gone in, they're like, hey, can we build you all a highway? Can we build you a fucking huge dam? They know that it's good. And it's just silly people like you that you think you're going to save $2 on your taxes one day by not doing it. I think it's stupid.
I mean, I don't even think we should be spending so much in defense. I think we should be directing those efforts towards our own interests here in America.
Then you wouldn't be a Republican.
I wouldn't be a Democrat either.
Yeah, you would.
Democrats don't think that we should stop illegal immigration the ways that Trump is doing it.
Not the ways he's doing it. No, I think it's ineffective.
Why is it ineffective? He's had the lowest amount of immigration crossings.
He's not reporting anything, dude. That's why. He's stopped thermal drones from tracking people in encounters and gotaways. He's telling them not to report anything. And by the way, we've had a reduction. Hold on, and we've had a reduction in immigration, legal immigration, 27%. We've had a reduction in tourism. Both of these things are really bad for our economy. So, like, I like how Destiny puts it. If you had cancer in your brain and I had chopped your fucking head off, would you thank me for for getting rid of your cancer? No. That's what Trump's done. He has fucked this up, and he's enriching himself doing it.
I mean, we just had the World Cup. We had a record number of tourists coming to the country.
That was a bid before any of this happened.
So you feel that the U.S. does have an obligation to meddle in the affairs of all these other countries?
Yeah, I think it like easily fiscally makes sense. Even if you don't give a shit about anybody, yeah, it saves us money, tons of money.
How does helping like these African countries save us money?
If Ebola came into our country on a plane and we shut down the country, is there a dollar amount you can put to that as opposed to $10 billion, which you just said was a drop in the bucket, right?
And do you have evidence that our efforts actively are what stopped Ebola from spreading?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. In fact, that's one of the biggest things they did. Same thing with AIDS. Yes.
Fair enough. I think you make a good point. I think I can concede that is like a valid use case for meddling in the affairs of another country. I guess there are some situations in which I don't agree with what we're doing in some of these other countries.
What if, okay, did you know there's a correlation between brain damage and fundamentalist religion people? Like fundamentalist Islam, fundamentalist Christians, like people who like really adhere to like crazy beliefs in their religion?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Do you know that like people who are like malnourished or who go through like traumatic life experiences have this type of brain damage?
Okay.
You know that those people also become terrorists, right?
Okay.
You know that we could just feed them instead. And we don't have to bomb them.
But didn't we in a sense kind of create terrorists by creating a
of 'em.
resentment towards America?
A lot of them.
And wasn't that because of our intervening?
Yeah. A lot of it's like CIA weird stuff that they did, like a torture program they did in the Middle East, or intervening in Iraq and then turning on them, and
But
intervening
do
in
you
Iran, turning on them.
like I'll give you an example. Like for example, Al Qaeda, the ones who committed 9/11. Do you know that at some point those same people were sort of on the side of the U.S. and it wasn't until we started intervening with, I believe it was Kuwait, Saudi Arabia wanted Kuwait, until we started intervening in that affair was when those members of Al Qaeda ended up turning against the U.S. and they had a deep resentment for us.
That's not the only reason. I think what we did in Kuwait's good.
Right, but it is a reason, and it would be a primary reason.
I think is it ISIS or Al Qaeda that they found out we had a torture program?
Well, just things like that. Like, why are we doing that? You
Yeah,
know?
I don't think that's a Democrat or Republican thing. That is a CIA thing.
Well, I mean that's in the search of soft power, right? That's to achieve soft power. That is one of the many things that they do.
That's not USAID though. That's not USAID. This
I
is like
never said it
CIA.
was.
They had a secret torture program in the Middle East. They were torturing people. They found out. This created a huge uprising. They found out that we were torturing people and had them in these like orange jumpsuits. So that's when you saw, nobody told you this, nobody told me this, nobody told my brother this before he joined the Marines right after this, but they cut that news reporter's head off on a video like a tape. Yeah, Abu Ghraib, thank you. That was them reenacting what we did to them.
Right. I guess what is the source that you're using to kind of justify you saying that was a greater motivation for them to turn against us rather than our involvement with Kuwait?
Because that's where that video is mimicking. That's what that video is saying to us. They put him in a jumpsuit just like they found out we did to them, and they sawed that guy's head off.
You don't think that because of the resentment we caused with Kuwait that they would have used that to send a message?
No.
Okay. Well, personally, I think I disagree. I mean, even the very issue of illegal immigration, also, all of that was a clusterfuck that we created with, starting all these coups, military coups in Central and South America. Why? Because we wanted soft power. We wanted to stifle communism. We wanted to exert our power.
That's not soft power, dude. I think you misunderstand what soft power is. Like soft power is like teaching kids Sesame Street, so they are not so illiterate that they just get recruited into a T group and they kill people. Soft power is giving people food and blankets and stuff. Be like, hey, remember who the good guys are. Us. We're the good guys. So when Russia comes along and they want to do trade with you, or they want to do diplomacy with you, you go, we're on the side of USA. That's what soft power is.
If you don't mind, may I Google what soft power is right now? I just want to see what the definition they use.
Yeah.
Okay, I see that. You are correct.
W.
Okay, well, I think you've changed my mind on a couple of things here. I didn't come into this, being a Trump supporter, but rather just someone who's disenfranchised with the Democrat Party. That honestly, I got to the point where I wanted to destroy it. It's just the party of losers, and I just feel like the change that I wanted to see got stifled because of the politics that they played with Bernie Sanders. And I don't really like what they did to the super delegates of Hillary Clinton, and then the way that Pete Buttigieg and all these other Democrat candidates dropped out to support Biden over Bernie Sanders when Bernie Sanders was winning in the Democratic primaries. I saw all of that and I said, I can't support this party anymore. I just can't. So when Trump was running for office, of course, we didn't really understand the extent of what he was going to do. He did talk about it, but I mean, he's kind of an idiot, right? And people don't really perceive him as an intelligent person. So we thought, oh, well, he's not, what does he know, right? So I personally just voted for him because he was a political outsider. And I thought maybe he could do something that the Democrats and establishment Republicans have failed to do. But, I haven't been happy at all with what he's doing either. I'm not happy with the Democrat Party at all. The Democrats haven't presented anybody that can present any meaningful change.
I think that it almost doesn't matter what, in this political environment, there's not a single thing that a Democrat candidate can say that's louder than what Trump says, like the bombastic, insane shit that he does. And I think the less amount of time we give him to smear and do opposition research, probably the better. I think they need to do like a moderately, not short, but like not long campaign. I think that Kamala almost winning this last election was proof that, I mean, a little more than 100 days probably could do it. A lot more than 100 days would probably do it. But he spent all of his money slandering Biden. And that was what his whole campaign was about. It wasn't about what he's going to do. He had these magic things he was going to do. He was going to cut gas prices, cut electricity prices, cut food prices, all of this stuff. He said it all. It didn't say how. He had no idea how the fuck he was going to do it. Kamala had all of the, she could have had a perfect plan. She had a great plan. She could have had a perfect plan. Nobody would have known it. Nobody would have heard
Biden
about
didn't
it.
step down quickly enough.
Sure, that too.
Yeah, so see, it's just another example of an establishment Democrat just, slowly eroding the country. I mean, it was his selfishness that did it.
Well, we're unseating establishment Democrats left and right. So.
Well, I mean, I'd like to see that, but I personally, I don't have faith. I mean, I've already seen.
How many people have lost their primaries? 15-year, incumbents, fucking crushed by further left candidates. If you're pro-Israel, you're fucking out. All of it. It's completely different landscape.
We'll see, buddy. Hopefully everything goes well.
All right, man. W's chat, if you enjoy my debates, give me a follow. Thank you for the $5 from the Blues. Being hated by idiots is the price you pay for not being one of them. Jean Cocteau. Yeah, thank you. What's up, B?
What's up, B?
B slipping. Oh, chat. I'll vote for you, bro, and 7 other people. I'm not even... I would never cut it. They'll FOIA request my arrest videos from like my DWIs when I was 20, and they'll pull out a video of me singing George Strait in the back of a cop car. My career be over. What's up, Jen?
I just wanted to say something in regards to the last guest. As a progressive, I think this might be a nice point to keep in mind for everybody, because I know a lot of people felt like that guy kind of felt in 2016, and the DNC hasn't gotten much better since then. But I always go back to this. In politics, you get on the bus the direction that you want to go, even if it doesn't take you all the way to your stop. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say.
Thank you, Jen. You're the best.
Yep. Thanks. Talk later. Bye.
Pickles, you better... Action card. Accept updated YouTube partner programs by January. Review and accept. Ooh. Am I still a YouTube partner? That's insane. No way. W, dude. Direction socialism. Guys, we are at fascism right now. We're as far right as you go. There's not a single... if a Trumper could come up and tell me one thing that would make us further right, I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear it. Besides, like, mass unaliving somebody, which... I don't feel like we're too far from that. Hello, are you a Trump supporter?
I am absolutely a Trump supporter. I don't see the problem here.
That's not Tanner. Tanner's quicker with it. What bus do I take for the strippers? I don't know. I think it's the F train. YouTube, guys, don't forget to follow on YouTube if you enjoy my content. We're like dangerously close to 20K on YouTube, which would be sick, dude. It's way sick. Guys, did you know that Trump poops himself in the Oval Office? If you enjoy my did you know that he just rips big fat poopies in his diaper in the Oval Office? It's pretty wild. I am Pickles GGS on YouTube. Do you think he has a dedicated diaper service? Where like he's on his back and his legs are up in the air? I'm ready! Sometimes he pees when they're changing it. What does the GG stand for? Good game. Thank you for the subscription on YouTube, y'all. That's Natalie Hart's actual job. JD changes the diaper. He like hobbles in. What a nice little night. Chat, we do have a PayPal and Venmo and Cash App if you guys want to send me something. I read messages. If you're on YouTube and you send a super chat over $5, it does text to speech. God dang, it's Saturday night, Sunday morning, whatever, 1 a.m. We're talking about pee and poo poo. Natalie Short. Thank y'all for the subs on YouTube. You guys are awesome. Yeah, Georgia, somebody came up and revealed their male genitals on camera again. So we lost guest access. Lost guest access. So we can't have nice things. Which George Strait song? Do you love... Dude, I know all of the 50 greatest hits. But it was probably... Check yes or no. Hello, is this a Trump supporter?
Yeah.
All right, what do you like about Trump?
Immigration.
Okay, why is immigration so important to you?
Why is this so important? Why is it not important?
I feel like it's a rather benign issue.
Why was it so important to the average American if it's so benign?
I think like a nativist campaign's pretty easy to run. Pretty fear-mongering, nativist, fascist campaign. Pretty easy to get people to care.
So you think Trump's a fascist?
Yes.
Okay, why is that?
He meets all 14 tenets of fascism.
Yeah, but can you be more specific?
Yeah, he's ultra-nationalist, wants to intertwine religion and government, sexist, corporatist, lies constantly, lies about stolen elections. He's got cronyism. He's self-enriching himself. He's monetizing every action he's done as president, just about. Seemingly does not care about the public. He scapegoats people, fear-mongers them about the scapegoat, like Anthony Fauci, immigrants, trans people, to get you to vote against your best interests, and then just does whatever the fuck he wants once he's in office.
Okay. So what questions do you have for me?
Do you have any criticisms of my claims that Trump's a fascist?
Yeah, I don't really. Can you just give me like one thing? Like, what's your main thing? Like, if you had to pick one thing that would make him a fascist, what would you say? What would you say that would be?
You can't really do that.
Well,
Fascism's
I just don't want. I just don't want to gish gallop because, like, if I had to respond to 10 things, I don't think that's really like fair. But if you had to check, if you had to choose, like, let's just say I'm a blank slate. I have no clue about any of this. So let's just say you have to give me the elevator pitch. So like, give me like the one big thing.
I don't know. I think it's gonna be just real easy to just straw man. But yeah, sure. Controlling the media. Controlling the media would be his big fascist thing. So we'll say like him using
think-
the FCC and basically treating anybody who criticizes him as like an enemy of the country or illegal.
So how does he control the media? You said the FCC. So what has he done to reform the FCC to allow him to control the media?
Really?
Yeah.
Do
Sure.
you, okay.
Let's go. Let's hear it.
Do you know?
Are
Do you
gonna
know
bring
who
up Jimmy Kimmel?
No. Do you know who Brendan Carr is?
I think is he the head of the FCC?
Yeah. Do you know that Brendan
Okay.
Carr wrote the part of Project 2025 that was in regards to the FCC?
I don't see how it's relevant.
The thing that Trump distanced himself and definitely didn't know what it was because it was so
That's-
good.
Yeah, I don't care. So what has Brendan Carr done specifically?
So they have openly threatened multiple networks with their media licenses if they don't comply with Trump.
So no one has lost their license?
They have kicked people out of the Oval Office. They have kicked people. They actually control the media that you can report on from the Pentagon. Unprecedented times where we don't even have reporters with offices in the Pentagon.
Are you talking about like the press secretary events? Is that what we're talking about? Like, what are you referring
No.
to specifically?
No, there's literally
Well, you said
office.
they kicked people out.
Yes. So Trump has disallowed, I think, who are the two news stations? The AP, very centrist news station, AP News, and who else? They kicked them out of the Oval Office to be able, like, the privileges of coming in, reporting on exactly what the president's saying, or having news presses in the Oval Office. That's one thing. But the Pentagon is a totally different thing. There's literally like this giant section of the Pentagon that is meant for people that, like, House supporters. I mean, House reporters and news agencies, and they would sit there and work in tandem with the Pentagon and report on things that were happening. Those people are no longer there. They only get a certain approved type of news reporting that comes out of the Pentagon.
Yeah, and you're saying that this is unprecedented. Previous administrations didn't do
Yes.
anything like this. Okay.
Yes.
I don't know about that. I guess I'll have to look into it. Anything else?
Yeah, he sues law firms, colleges. He takes personal vendettas on companies and countries that personally he has problems with. And usually it's companies, countries, law firms that have personal problems with him, political differences with him. He wants them to bend a political knee.
Could you be more specific? Who specifically has he sued?
Harvard, Columbia, the University of
Over
Columbia.
what? Over what?
Over quote unquote anti-Semitic practices or anti-DEI practices.
You're saying that Trump personally did this?
As president did, yes.
Okay.
And law firms took away the ability for certain law firms, the law firms that represented Jack Smith and a few other of his political opponents, took away their ability to even step foot in a federal building unless they promised him and gave him concessions of hundreds of hours of free legal work.
Okay. What about the lawsuit with Harvard and affirmative action? The SCOTUS decision.
2023?
The SCOTUS decision.
In 2023?
If that was the year it happened,
That was
sounds
under
right.
Biden.
Okay. So what? I'm asking you
Did
your
Biden
opinion
have
on
anything
it.
to do with that? I think affirmative action being on is fine.
Why?
I think it was unfair practices.
What does that mean?
So I think they were admitting a certain amount of people based on their race into their college. I think that's kind of weird.
Oh, so you agree with the SCOTUS decision?
Sure.
Okay. Anything else?
No, you got anything to say about this?
About what specifically? Because I don't know anything about the Jack Smith case, so I can't really comment on that. But I mean, it just seems like the media is overwhelmingly against Trump. So you sit there and you say that he's
As they should
controlling
be.
them.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. You sit there and you say he's controlling them, he's threatening them, he's doing all these things. Yet they're overwhelmingly against him, and they're allowed to do that freely.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, take you for example. You do nothing but complain about Trump 24/7. Has anyone done anything to you?
I've got death threats all the time. Yeah.
No. I mean, I'm sorry to hear that, but I'm talking about institutional pressures.
No, I'm too small. We're talking about
Okay, but
media companies that get hundreds of millions of views.
okay, well, imagine you weren't so small. Like, what about
Oh,
one
yeah,
of the
I'd point
biggest
to
TikTok
Hassan
guys?
Piker. Yes, he has
Yeah, okay, what
attacked
about
people
Piker?
like Hassan Piker for illegal visits to Cuba and investigated him for doing something illegal. It totally wasn't illegal. Also, Trump weaponizing the DOJ against people like Jerome Powell for not changing the fucking interest rates.
Well, he has the authority to fire
No, he
Jerome
doesn't.
Powell. He does.
He literally doesn't.
He does.
Says who?
Says the law.
He literally doesn't.
He does, though. I'm sorry. I guess we could just agree, disagree
No,
on that. but he
let's
does
Google
have the
this.
authority
He
to do it.
literally, he would be fired by now, right?
Jerome Powell?
Yeah.
I mean, he has the authority to do it.
No, he doesn't.
He does, dude. Okay, if you just don't agree with me, that's fine. But like, he does technically have the ability to do that.
All right.
But yeah, Hassan, as far as Hassan Piker goes, I mean, it seems like he did commit a crime there by staying in that hotel.
Okay. He says he can only be removed by the president for cause, which traditionally means severe inefficiency, neglect of duty, or malfeasance. So he can't just can't fire him like a right to work state.
I know that there's some steps involved in it, but you can do it.
He'd be gone by now, and he can't.
Okay. So anyway, Hassan Piker deserves to get prosecuted for what he did. So I don't really see why I should care about that.
It's just political persecution.
But how is it political? Okay. I mean, he literally, did he not stay at a hotel under an embargo list or something like that? He wasn't allowed to do that. Did that happen or did
Previously
that not happen?
coordinated for a year and a half before.
What?
They coordinated this a year and a half before.
I'm sorry. Did you just like not want to answer my question? Did he violate the law or not? Come on, man. Be honest. You know he did. You're just not going to admit it. Okay. Anything else then?
Sure. Trump is suing a lady that gave out a poll. She was actually a high-profile pollster. Sued her for giving out a poll for like a Pennsylvania circa the 2024 election.
Dude, you mentioned so many obscure things.
Yeah, I know. Do you know what flood the zone means?
I mean, I've heard the phrase before, yeah.
What does it mean?
But I don't think I could describe it well enough to you. So you can go ahead and tell me.
So Trump just shotguns bullshit, lies, misinformation, crazy, insane shit into the media all day.
I kind of think that liberal debaters do that.
No, so I'm not surprised that you've never heard of some of this stuff, because we have like a Watergate every other day. We have something crazy to go over every other day that would have stayed in the news for 6 years. Things like Obama's tan suit would have never made it to the news. Yeah, I know.
That was dumb.
Yeah, so,
I agree.
So get over it. What's the equivalent to Obama's tan suit that we've done with Trump?
What are you exactly asking me?
I'm saying that Trump
you mean
has
a frivolous claim against him.
Yeah, like Trump has deserved every single bit of scrutiny that he's gotten. Way more. His entrance into politics was saying Obama was from Kenya, dude.
Yeah, that was wrong. He shouldn't have done that, but so what? I mean, he wasn't the only person who said that, but I mean, so what?
Yeah, after he started saying it.
he didn't originate the birther movement.
But again, he made it mainstream.
But look, I mean, I agree with you. He should not have done that, though. So like, there's not really a point of debating it. But he didn't originate that.
Trump's ridiculous, and that's what I want you to acknowledge. That I'm not saying, oh, thank
He's a
God you said it
character.
was wrong, but he is ridiculous. What he says, he wants to be in the news all the time. He cries about being in the news all the time, but he can't stand not being in the news.
Well, the news kind of loves him. So even before he was president. So
I don't know, man. I guess like people were naive in the 70s, 80s, 90s. Thought some playboy billionaire was like this cool guy to look up to. But behind the scenes, we know that he just had a wake of destruction of crazy, insane shit that he did and ripped people off and conned people his whole life.
like what specifically?
Okay, we can talk about the 1973 thing, the federal suit against him and his father for
The housing suit, Fair Housing Act.
Mm-hmm. And then we
What
can talk
about that?
about his ploy to.
Well, hold on, dude. I'm sorry.
Okay.
One thing at a time. So
What
he
about
was
that?
No, hold on. He was sued 50 years ago in a lawsuit that he did not have to admit any wrongdoing and didn't have to pay any money. That
you
was
know
the
why?
result of that lawsuit.
They settled outside of court.
Okay, so
The reason he was able to settle outside of court is because he met this guy named Roy Cohn. Do you know who Roy Cohn is?
well, yeah, I mean, I'm assuming that's his lawyer.
Roy Cohn
Okay,
was
so what
very
about
much
him?
like Trump, and Roy Cohn taught Trump the Darvo method. And what they
I
did
do know
was,
who Roy. Okay, yeah, sorry, continue.
so what Trump did was attack the government, claim to be politically persecuted, just like he's been doing the last 10, 20, 12 years, claimed to be politically persecuted. Stood in front of the media every chance you can get and say, oh, I'm being unfairly treated. And this
Right.
is the real issue. I'm a red-blooded American. And I'm being persecuted. I'm fighting for y'all. If this is an attack on me, what could they do to you? And they just said, fuck it. Write an apology. Write an apology. Say that you're never going to do this again. Take out a full-page ad. And we're good.
Okay. I just don't really see the lawsuit from 50 years ago being that big of a deal.
I'm just saying it goes back to 50 years ago.
It's literally more than 50 years ago.
It goes
though.
back
I
to
mean,
50 years ago. But
So
ever
you
since
think
then,
that he's a
he hired Polish undocumented workers to build Trump Tower. Didn't pay them, very famously. Told them to go fucking kick rocks. They had no recourse because they were undocumented. Did the same thing to people in the UAE. Basically trapped them there, held their fucking passports, made them fucking work in slave conditions. They couldn't leave. Bankrupted casinos, got caught laundering money for Russians.
What? Dude.
What do you mean, what?
Okay. Yeah, like what money? So he did money laundering for the Russians. When did this happen?
I'll pull it up.
So you don't know.
Yeah, I don't know the exact specifics. I'm
Well,
a
hold
literal
on. Well,
fucking
hold on. Like, do you know
encyclopedia
that-
on this.
Hey, man, come on. But you don't know the decade it even happened.
I'm so sorry. I don't have all of this stuff off the top of my dome.
Okay, well, you brought up the housing lawsuit. And I knew what decade that happened. And you brought it up.
I knew the exact day or year that happened, but I'm sorry. Trump's got such a large criminality past that I don't have all of this off the dome. All right, here we go. Russian money laundering, Russian casinos, Trump. Donald Trump's former casino, Trump Taj Mahal in Atlantic City, was repeatedly penalized by federal regulators for violating anti-money laundering laws, which I believe a bank just dropped him in 2021 for doing the exact same thing, I'm assuming. Laws during a period when federal investigators identified it as a preferred gambling venue for Russian organized crime figures. The Trump Taj Mahal, Finnan, and regulatory failures in 2015, $10 million civil money penalty against the Trump Taj Mahal, willful repeated violations of the Bank Secrecy Act. Casinos officials admitted they failed to implement an adequate anti-money laundering program. So it's basically just helping Russians launder money.
Yeah, but the way you described it right there, it sounds like more like nothing nefarious. It sounded more like incompetence.
No.
That's how I read that.
Now, that'd be very convenient for you, but no. after repeated almost harassment from the government to enforce these regulations, he didn't. And Russian mobsters preferred his casinos, and that was his only strong suit. That's how he stayed above water, because he was such a fucking bad business owner. He had to let the Russians come do all this shit.
Well, if he did it deliberately, then why wasn't he charged with conspiracy?
I don't know. I'm sure there's some like
Come
level
on,
of
man.
disconnection.
No.
No,
You know.
I'm sorry. Negligence and conspiracy are hard to connect.
I'm not sure what you mean by that exactly, but if you're alleging that he knew this was happening and he was complicit in it, then he would be guilty of some kind of crime, conspiracy to commit money laundering or some other thing.
Sure, I'm going to keep going.
Was he ever indicted?
1998 settlement. So this is 17 years before the penalty we just talked about. The Taj Mahal paid $500,000 being cited for breaking anti-money laundering laws 106 times. So Trump didn't just like oopsie daisy. He oopsie daisied for 15 years in a row.
Hey,
and you're
man,
going to say it's just negligence?
Yeah, he wasn't great at running casinos. I agree. That's why
It's
they
not
went
a
bankrupt.
failure. It's not that he wasn't
No,
great.
it's-
He was doing it a certain way that allowed people to launder their fucking money, man.
I agree with what you're saying. I just don't know if you prove that he did it deliberately.
I
I'm
don't.
not- I'm
I don't
not
feel
just-
like we can litigate that right
okay,
now.
sure, yeah, no problem. What else you got?
All right. The Trump fraudulent university that he promised people if they completed, they would have a job and a real estate license on the other end. He had to pay $25 million in fines. The $25 million in fines were almost not sought after because Pam Bondi, the AG of Florida at the time, he injected, I think, 20 grand into her campaign in the open, and she openly dropped the charges on the Florida side, but another state continued and proceeded with the charges and got him for $25 million. And then he hired Pam Bondi as AG.
I mean, I get that he's had some shady businesses in the past, but like, what do
now
you
it's
got?
starting to make
What
sense.
else? Well, he wasn't
Okay.
criminally charged. What was he ever criminally charged?
The one criminal charge that you can actually point to, he's had guys go to jail for him. So the person who is at the head of one of his businesses, I believe, is in prison or recently has gotten out of prison. He has Fall Guys.
So he has Fall Guys. Okay.
Yes.
I mean, I don't know what to say to that. Like that, he just has this like team of loyal people who are willing to spend decades of their life in prison.
Yeah.
I mean, it just sounds to me.
Can
like
you
a
name another
conspiracy
billionaire
theory.
that's got this much baggage? I can't. I don't know of anybody this much baggage.
I don't sit around thinking about stuff like this all day.
Yeah.
So I
well,
mean,
he's
maybe
our
I can off the
president,
top
so
of my
I get
head,
to.
so
But yes, there's
I
not
don't
a
know.
single other billionaire or millionaire that has a history like this. I'm sorry, bro.
Okay. You got anything else, or is that it?
Yeah, if
Well,
you just
any
want to go
other
to
reason why-
if you go to Trump, I think it's like TrumpCrime.com. There's just a whole history of his life where he has conned people his whole life. His whole life. His bank had to put him on a fucking $500,000 allowance because he was just fucking hemorrhaging money. He was poor up until the Apprentice. When somebody said, "Hey, you should come do the Apprentice," he was a game show host. He was poor until then.
I don't know about that. I mean, he inherited a lot of money from his father,
And
I don't
he
know if
spent
was
it all.
ever really poor. So, what other reasons do you think he's a fascist, other than him being a bad business person?
Again, for the straw manning, I love it. But
You're
we can
welcome.
talk about him in intertwining religion and government. So he started an anti-Christian bias task force that's head by some crazy fucking lady that sells $1,000 prayers on TV. He's got.
What has that done? Before you go into, if you don't mind, what has that done?
What is it going to do? I don't know. I don't know.
So
It's
hasn't-
part of
it
our
hasn't
government, right?
actually-
It's
but hold on,
intertwining
but-
religion and government, right?
I don't know, because I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know what it's done. I don't know what it's done. You haven't told me what it's done.
It's policing freedom of speech. I'm assuming they're going to go around. He's
Oh.
written multiple executive orders that has condemned the anti-Christian people in this country as enemy within, as T groups.
But what is it? What has it actually done, though? Has anyone been prosecuted? Has there been any like non-Christian persecution that's taken place? Has there, what has it actually done?
I don't know. I can look it up right now if you want me to.
You don't have to. We don't have to go into every single little thing. But if you just don't even know what it's done, I don't know if it's
Okay,
like the
this
best
is just proof that he is marrying the government with Christianity. He's got a cabinet full of Christian nationalists that have talked about taking away women's rights to vote, that have talked about injecting our schools with Christian indoctrination. They've done this in Texas already, where I live. They've done this in Oklahoma.
What
He
did they
talks
do
about it
where you
constantly.
live?
And where I live, we have the 10 Commandments in the classroom, and we have to read Bible verses in class in public education.
Sorry, say that last part again.
They have to read Bible verses in class in public education.
They have to read the Bible in the classroom in public education. That's what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. I'll take your word for it. That's wrong. I don't agree with that. Anything
That
else?
is a tenet of fascism.
Reading the Bible in the classroom is a tenet of
Intertwining religion and government.
I actually don't know if I necessarily even agree with that, but let's just move on.
You're not a scholar of fascism, so I don't care what you agree
you?
with. No,
Are
but
you?
this is what scholars say. This is what the
Well-
scholars of fascism say, is that when you intertwine religion and government, that is a fascist tenet.
Who said that? Mussolini said that?
He did it.
I'm just saying, like, did he say that though? Like, when you say the scholars of fascism, who are you talking about?
Mussolini wasn't a scholar of fascism. He was
Well,
incredibly
he was
dumb.
the co-founder of it. He was the co-founder of it. And
Yeah, I know,
wrote
but he
it.
was completely dumb. But no,
I
when we
didn't
went
ask you
back,
if he
when we go
thought
back
he
and
was
dissect
intelligent.
what happened, what was effective in the mechanisms of fascism, Umberto Eco is one of them.
Yeah.
And
he wrote that in the 90s.
Yeah, because after and for the
okay.
first time in the world, all the scholars throughout the world were like, "Oh fuck, this is perfect. This is something that all of these different fascists had in common. This makes sense."
So you're saying there could never be a secular fascist?
There probably could be. There hasn't been yet, right?
I don't know.
All right. So one of the
I don't
tenets
know.
of fascism is intertwining religion and government.
Okay. And your evidence that Trump is doing that is the 10 Commandments is in Texas. By the
And
way,
Oklahoma.
Were you aware that like the states, like not long after the country was founded, like literally had state religions?
Nice.
I didn't. What do you mean by nice?
Nice. What did they enforce them in the schools and stuff?
I mean, I would assume. I mean, they literally had state religions.
So you don't know for sure, though?
Not specifically about the schools, but like they literally had.
All right. W Jins in the chat for the kick. Thank you for the $50.
Oh, W Jen for the kick. I was just going to say another example of the entwining religion and government is allowing judges to decline privately if they want to perform certain types of marriages. Because a judge, if the law in a state does not disallow it, a judge should not have any fucking say in it. That is their job. That is their position as a public servant. They should perform those. The Trump administration has allowed judges to start declining to do marriages based on personal preference. To me, that's a big one.
So the task force that Trump set up primarily focused on investigating the prior administration's policies and proposing sweeping overhaul of federal rules regarding religious freedom, prompting significant political debate. There's a 200-page report on the federal policy. The report claims that the federal government took an unfairly harsh line in persecuting anti-abortion protests under federal laws. They're doing shit with vaccine mandates. It looks like they're seeking damages. Highlights taken to secure financial relief for hundreds of workers, totaling $18 million in recoveries, who alleged religious discrimination after refusing to employ COVID-19 vaccine mandates.
You're reading the Office of Public Affairs report.
This is called the Interfaith Alliance.
They have a thing on the Office of Public Affairs on the task force report too. Like, let's see, President Biden pushed policies to eliminate statutory protections for religious Americans that interfered with his policy goals. Although he failed to change federal law under his direction, federal agencies used policy and regulatory means to accomplish the same goals, blah, blah, blah. These are things that they're claiming. These are things that they're saying happen.
They're going to open up hotlines to receive complaints about religious liberty violations and publish Know Your Rights posters for public. All right. Hello, Jack or Lantern. What do you want to talk about?
Hey, how are you, Lane?
Doing all right. Are you a Trump supporter?
Well, I voted for him. That I did. But what amazes me is I think the Dems never, ever, ever, and many Republicans thought that Trump was going to be president. And when he became president, one of the biggest things that bothered me in 2016 was that his members of his transition team were investigated, which to me sounds like messing with the peaceful transition of power. And that started it. And had that not happened, had they just let him go, his first whole term was not his history of what he's done, good or bad. He was the president of the United States, and everything he did, they opposed.
You want to know
and
something?
They used COVID to get rid of him, and they succeeded.
I think that's a conspiracy. But let me tell you about. Did you know there's a famous phone call from Jared Kushner to the White House when Trump won presidency? I can see why they did this. Jared Kushner called the White House, and this is how unprepared Trump was. So, how many staffers do we need for the White House? And they were like, you need all of them. And he goes, oh, okay. Well, all right. They didn't fucking know what they were doing.
I disagree with you. My concern is we went 4 years with President Biden and we had no idea who the president was. That's just another story. But when you have the head of the security head of the transition team talking to his counterpart in Russia and deciding that he's a spy, it was just stupid. And I think that, you say that it wasn't politicized to get rid of him. One of Biden's major campaign speeches was he's killed over 200,000 people because of his lack of care in COVID. And
that's from his own health advisor. That's from Trump's own health advisor.
Well, no, those were the number that died. We can argue about whether they died with or because of. Yeah, but my point is, do you know how many people died under Biden's presidency with the vaccine? 600,000.
Far fewer. You're 14 times less likely.
No, 600,000. Look it up.
Trust I know.
Me. Under Biden,
you're far less likely to die with the vaccine.
Not true.
100% true.
Absolutely not true. There's been so many people that have died because of the vaccine.
That's not true.
That's not true.
They came out and they said, you get the vaccine, you won't get COVID.
Jack, no, you cannot say that. True. That is misinformation. That is not true. If you say that, you can get taken down from TikTok. Because they will not allow for that. That is viably not true. You have no source that can validate that.
Yeah.
He's stunk as
The
president
sources are the numbers.
Thank you, madam. No, that's
how many people died.
That's not a source. Jack, I challenge you to find one medical study that says what you're talking about. There isn't one. There's not a single scientific study that goes, here's what happened. The vaccine killed people. There's nothing like that. That's how I know you're not saying anything true. You're just saying shit.
No, I'm saying that COVID was very, very bad disease. I'm saying that where it came from certainly is suspect. I'm also saying that the Dems used it to get rid of Trump, and they succeeded. I'm not saying they didn't. They succeeded.
I don't think Dems used it at all.
Doing?
I think
getting him elected again.
He very mismanaged. He mismanaged the shit out of it. He used it to get.
Didn't he ever with Cuomo? Cuomo said, I need 40,000 vets. I need this. They built the Javits Center that the federal government funded. They've had the Mercy ship there that the federal government funded, and they never used it. Cuomo was sending people back to nursing homes instead of using the ships for the people and using the Javits Center for the people who had COVID. But my point being is, I'm more concerned that the transition team of an incoming president was investigated, and no one cares about that. But I
think it rightfully so. Yeah,
it's because that's how he got elected the second time.
Because you don't like his team being investigated?
No, because from the moment he became president, people went crazy. What was that guy's name? Strzok and his girlfriend. He'll never be president. And everyone ignores those statements. You tell me what Jared Kushner says, but you never bring up what the other side says. He's got emails between him and his girlfriend saying, "Don't worry, he'll never become president."
Yeah, and what
It's
happened
just-
because of that, Jack? Jack, what happened because of that? What happened
Well, I know
because
you
of
know
that?
the answer, so please tell me.
I do know the answer. A full congressional investigation
Oh, here we-
sponsored or put forth by the Republicans. The Republicans investigated Strzok and his girlfriend.
Yeah.
They did.
And they lost their jobs.
No,
That
they
doesn't
didn't.
mean they didn't mess with the peaceful
Well, they
transition
got
of power.
they quit.
Well, they did lose their
resigned.
jobs. Yeah.
Well, Strzok quit.
Yep.
He wasn't
My
fired.
point being
He
is,
quit.
if he was treated
But
like
he
any other
wasn't. He wasn't
president,
criminally indicted, was he? Was he criminally indicted
Nope.
for anything?
Nope.
Was he found? Was he found to have even committed a crime at all?
Well, I think
Was he suspected of a crime
left
at any point in time?
before that. Yes, the whole hearings were about that. That's exactly what the hearings were
What
about.
crime? No, they were just investigating to see if there was a crime performed, because that's what congressional investigations are about.
So why
Criminal
didn't he sue the
investigations are when you
FBI?
know a crime was committed and you're trying to figure out who did it. A
So let me
congressional
ask you a
investigation
question.
is where you think there might be a crime, but you just want to see if there is one. And they never
Did all
found
this
any.
rhetoric work? All this rhetoric, all the cases against Trump during his presidency and in the 4 years he wasn't president succeeded in making him president for a second term.
I
And
think
I
this
just,
is just
I almost find it
this is just
comical.
Darvo. This is just Darvo.
You know?
He's making himself out to be a victim for being criminal. And we can see it now. It's plain as day. He's very criminal, he's very corrupt. He's enriching himself, doesn't give a shit about anybody.
And there
He's
wasn't
starting
an
world
ounce
wars.
of political persecution
No.
from Smith.
No.
The record. So the banks.
You know
were-
anything? You know, like these banks dropped him by themselves, right? The bank that dropped him in 2021.
I'm not sure what you said.
In fact, his own accounting firm dropped him too. Says you can't trust his finances. I remember that happening in 2021. But a bank just came out recently and said, "Hey, we
Capital
actually
One.
Capital One, yeah, they came out and they said Trump was being flagged for money laundering. We shut down like 300 bank accounts."
Yeah, that just happened. That
I'm
literally
not
just
sure
happened
that-
within the last few weeks.
I'm not sure I'd hold Capital Bank up as the
Capital One.
premier bank of this
It's
country.
literally one of the
No, not
biggest
Capital
banks in
Bank,
the world.
Capital One.
Capital One.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It's one of the
Charges
biggest
The
banks in
largest
the
credit card
world.
company in the U.S. Yeah, it's the largest credit card company in the United States. It's one of the largest banking companies in
And I
the
know
world.
it is. It is now because they gave up. They kind
And
of
they
do
won't
what they
touch
did with
him.
mortgages. They're giving
they won't
credit
touch him.
to people who don't
And they won't touch
necessarily
him.
qualify. They won't what?
They won't touch him now. They canceled all of his accounts.
That's okay.
It's not okay. It just
I
shows Trump is criminal.
We're two years into his final.
He
2
very
years.
notoriously never
And I
released his
don't
tax
think what you're
returns.
saying is
Never
helping
released
him.
his tax returns.
that-
He didn't investigate any of his cabinet. Didn't let the FBI to do any background checks on any of his cabinet on his way in, which was fucking super weird.
What about
You're
just
upset
recently,
about that,
Jack?
but you're not
Jack,
upset
have you?
about the
Jack, have you
outgoing
heard about the
president.
recent? Jack, did you hear about the recent Department of Justice memo?
Well, you're gonna have to be more specific than that.
Oh, yeah, I don't know, man. It was a pretty big one. A recent Department of Justice memo just declared that any conversation held by Donald Trump, whether it be private, public, or whatever, is now considered presidential privilege and can no longer be investigated.
Actually, the Supreme Judicial Court said that.
No, they did
about
not.
3 years ago.
No, they
And
did
it
not,
wasn't
because
Trump.
Supreme
No,
Court,
they didn't. It
Supreme
was
Court
for
precedent,
every president.
no, Supreme Court precedent. That is not what they said. That is you misunderstanding or just not understanding what that decision was. Did you read the entire Supreme Court decision? I don't think you did. I know I did, because that's not what they said. Because what
And it
they said
protected
was that
future
what they
presidents.
said
ahead.
was that
Go
a
ahead.
president cannot be charged criminally for anything that they do in office for the presidency.
Pretty much.
Any official
For
acts.
the
They will
presidency.
say things.
For the presidency. So if the president commits crimes and then gets
they're-
out of office and those crimes have nothing to do with him being in office, he can still be prosecuted for those. Now,
I agree with
now,
you.
this is a new one, though. The Department of
Likelihood of
Justice
that
just
happening's
said
not
that
great.
any email, any text message, any phone call he's ever had with anybody, even a private citizen, is now considered privileged as long as he calls them an advisor. That has never happened in the history of the U.S. before, ever.
Not sure what's really wrong with that.
What's wrong with
I
that
think
is
protects
it's
all
covering him
presidents.
against any illegal activity he does privately. So let's say that we could actually prove. I mean, it's been suspected for a while that his meme coin is a method of legalized bribery. Now that can't be directly proven. I will absolutely admit that right here and now. But if there was any evidence that that is what is going on, that now puts that under privilege, which means that he can't be charged for it at all, which means it can't be investigated, which means we can't even go after other criminals that we know are doing these things. So if a criminal pays Donald Trump to not go after them, then we can't go after them either because of that bribe.
So what takes precedence, the DOJ or the SJC? So
without the DOJ, it doesn't go there. Do you not know what power or authority does a judge have to arrest people if the Department of Justice tells the law enforcement agencies to not touch somebody?
You're telling me that there's not a possibility of a suit saying that this law is unconstitutional? And the
My guy,
Supreme
how many
Court
times
can
have the
take it up?
Republicans been sued in the last 10 years and nobody's touching them? They
Well, there's
just
a
don't
reason
show
for that.
up. They just don't show up. There's no enforcement agency there.
The reason the Supreme Court doesn't show up on most of these political issues is that's one of their biggest tenets. They stay out and do their best to stay out of the political realm, even with the court allegedly being
That has absolutely nothing to do with anything I was saying. That has absolutely nothing to do with anything I was talking about.
Well, the only
that
thing
has
I can
nothing
say
to do
is
with what I was talking about. Where's your mind? Who are you arguing with? Who are you arguing with?
You just, I'm not arguing, I'm just talking. I'm telling you that if the DOJ does something you don't like and a president gets out and somebody wants to sue him and they sue him, it can ultimately end up in the Supreme Court.
And what if he
they
doesn't?
will
Who is
decide
supposed
whether
to?
The DOJ,
if he decides to not show up for the lawsuit, what is supposed to happen? If he does not show up to court to be sued,
well, again,
what is supposed to happen? What is supposed to happen, Jack?
is well, if it's a civil case, they swear out what's a civil warrant. It's not called a warrant. I forget what it's called.
Okay, a warrant. Who exercises that warrant? Who executes the warrant, Jack?
The court orders it. The sheriff's office.
Who executes the sheriff's office? Who is the sheriff's office under? As far as a federal agency that has regulation over the sheriff and has authority to tell the sheriff what he can and cannot do, who has that authority?
Anybody who could.
No, the Department of Justice, Jack. The Department of Justice. The Department of Justice has the authority to tell any law enforcement agency to not pursue it.
Okay, so I'll agree with you, but if someone says, gee, I think that's unconstitutional, and I'm going to file a lawsuit because of that. And
again, you file another lawsuit, you're right back in the same spot. You're right back in the same spot with an unenforceable lawsuit.
Well,
with a lawsuit that you can't pursue, you can't get them into court because you can't just sue somebody without them being in the courtroom. That violates their civil liberties. We can't do that. So if you have no enforcement agency that is going to put their ass in the seat in that courtroom, then you have no enforcement. That lawsuit is moot and will never proceed. It can't legally proceed.
Can I try to answer that for you? We're talking about the president. We're not talking about Trump. We're talking about the president. And the president has their own checks and balances. And they have tried for 20 years to destroy him. And I just wonder why it hasn't been successful. Do you really
and when
think
it will
there's
be, and when
dumb
one
people?
day it will be, and you guys are still going to be in awe. You're going to be like, oh, well, it was a corrupt system, blah, 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 blah. Like, come on, dude.
In 28, he's not going to be there. And I'm
Is that what he's saying?
amazed that
Did he finally
That's
say
not
he was
according to
I don't
joking?
care what he's saying. I love
That's
him
not
saying
according
that.
to him.
You love
That's not
him
according to
saying
him.
Trust me. He's
He
not
announced
going to
it
be there at
publicly.
28.
He
I'll tell
announced
you
it
what.
publicly.
If he 28 this martial law and he decides not to do it, I'll call you back and tell you I'm sorry. But trust me,
Oh
democracy
man,
is not
thank
going
God.
away because
Thank
of Trump.
God Jack-o'-lantern is
Okay?
going to call me and say he's
I-
sorry when Trump invokes martial
thank God.
law. Thank
It's
God.
not
Wait,
going to
and
happen.
look at the Jack.
It's
Listen
not
to
gonna
yourself and
happen.
think about what you just said. So if Donald Trump, you've already set a bar. You just set a bar at martial law and him not running at all and not having an election. But what if he just runs and he's allowed to?
By who? Who's going to
By
allow
the
him to run?
FEC. By the
It's
FEC. The FEC
constitutional
regulates
law.
that. And
No,
again,
it's
he right
constitutional
now
law.
is in charge of he is literally right now in charge of the enforcement mechanism to prevent him from doing it.
I really
He is in charge of that enforcement mechanism, and he has written at least a dozen executive orders that give him even more control over the executive branch, just arbitrarily.
Every president
He has done that. He has set himself up to do that.
That's not true. This is
And when he
unprecedented.
doesn't-
Trump eliminating entire boards of like election officials that oversee the.
When he doesn't.
Trump for the first time
I
firing people for the FCC's like been in a stalemate because I believe both of the heads of it
Well, I
have been
assume
fired.
you want a Democrat for 28. Okay.
Yeah.
I really do assume. I think you're going about it the wrong way. That's all. More than anything. If I had lost the presidency, the House, and the Senate, I would have spent these 2 years figuring out why. I don't think the way the Democrat Party is going. I was really worried a year ago that these midterms may be horrible. And right now, I'm betting that they're keeping their Senate. It'll be at worst 50-50, which will.
Now, we're just in a told
Let
you so
JD
phase.
Vance-
That's what we're doing. So we know what's better. The Democrats have had a better option the whole time, every time. It's just a matter of showing y'all that someone can just lie to you and you buy it. Like, oh, this guy just came in and said he was going to lower gas prices, oil prices, electricity prices by 50%. No new wars came in and made all of those like the opposite of all of those things happen. Literally has doubled people's medical bills, electricity, started a random
No
war.
medical bills have been doubled.
Yes, they have 26%.
Yes, they have.
Think that's going to.
Yes, they actually
Do you
have.
really
Yes,
think
that
that's
is
gonna swing
factual.
voters?
That is
How
factually
is that
happened.
factual? Oh, I'm dying to hear this. How was that factual?
Data
Doubled?
centers.
No, they haven't doubled. Not
Yes,
even close.
yes, data centers. Data centers, my guy. Because the data
got
centers
data
get
centers
the
long
data centers
before-
get subsidies. No, the data centers get subsidies on their energy bills. Those bills still have to be paid. So what happens is the energy companies, the private companies that produce the energy for us, they end up passing that cost on to the consumers. And there are states that have. You have seen it. God, what was it? I think Pennsylvania was one of the worst hit.
While individual
Where people are
out-of-pocket
seeing double or even triple.
individual out-of-pocket medical bills have not universally doubled across the country. Millions of Americans buying health insurance on individual marketplace saw their monthly premium bills more than double. Sharp price increases stem primarily from the expiration of pandemic-era federal tax credits combined with new healthcare legislation passed during this administration and cutting the ACA.
Sure.
They absolutely have,
And
and,
there's not
they've
one-
doubled people's electricity bills. That is
And
absolutely
there's
some
not
Trump did.
one bit of bias in anything you just read.
Oh yeah,
Not
sure.
one bit
Make
of
it go away.
bias?
Close your ears. Hum. Make sure
I'm
you
not
sing.
making it go away. I'm just
Oh,
asking you
yeah.
a simple question.
No, this is from the. This
There's
is.
not one bit of bias in those reports.
There's no bias in
Really?
fucking literal numbers, friend.
I don't think what you're doing is going to help the Democrats. I absolutely mean that. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe
who's
you're
gonna end up
stubborn. I've gotten two people today
for
to
28.
concede entirely. I've had two people today concede entirely and admit they were wrong for voting for Trump.
I guarantee you haven't skinned. Oh, one last figure, and I do have to go to bed. I'm sorry, I've enjoyed this. But you do understand that walking in voting day when the Democrat presidential candidate votes and the Republican presidential candidate votes, that day they start out with 43% of the vote. There'll be 43% of Democrats that will vote for the Democratic candidate. There'll be 43% of the Republicans that will vote for the president. That's why they worry about swing states. That's why the Electoral College is there. So that leaves 14% of the people that are voting to
Okay.
decide who president is. And that's
You're
not
right.
going to change with Trump. It's not going to change with whoever the Democrats.
I know what swing states are.
party
You're not really saying anything
puts forward.
profound, bro.
That's not
Yeah,
profound.
Jack,
It's true.
if the Democrats Jack, if the Democrats don't know what they're doing to win elections, then why have they flipped 30 special elections in the last year?
Not
And Republicans
surprising
have
at all.
flipped
That's-
zero?
That happens in midterms.
Republicans
whether
haven't
it's a Democrat
flipped
or
any.
Republican.
They've
No,
flipped
we're
zero.
talking 15 and 20 year Republican strongholds.
That's
We
all
are
right.
talking Republican incumbents that have been there for over a decade that have now been unseated by Democrats.
They've all been
The
unseated
DSA
by
is actually
Democrats.
outperforming any expectation.
Well, we'll see. Only because Hillary was ahead of the polls.
You're
Kamala was
still stuck in establishment Democrats. We have new Democrats. We have new non-establishment Democrats. We have Justice Democrats that are starting to perform very well
I
in
agree
polls.
with you.
Democrats that refuse to take PAC money.
Yeah.
They're not establishment
They'll-
in any way, shape, or form. And the Republicans
Not
don't
gonna
have an
happen in the
alternative.
presidential
The
election.
Republican Party does not have a no PAC group. They do not have a group that is anti-money in politics, which is one of the biggest concerns of United States citizens right now. And it's turning the table.
Well,
you're going to see a bloodbath in
And if
the
it does
midterms.
turn the tables, I'm not sure it's going to be a bloodbath. As I said, I bet it's going to be close. I think the House certainly has a possibility of flipping to the Democrats.
Possibility is an understatement,
As far
friend.
as the
That is
Senate
coke.
goes.
Oh yeah, the House is
That guy
definitely
in
flipping.
Texas is gonna win.
The
That is
Senate
coke.
has a possibility.
You really think that guy in
If there's
Texas is
anything
gonna
that's a
win?
possibility, it's the Senate.
The Senate,
The House is definitely gone.
nope.
The
Not
House
even
is
close.
absolutely gone.
50-50.
The Republicans are going to lose the House, no
And-
questions asked.
And Jack, I sit up here for hours. Dean Withers sits up at his
Not
page
sure.
for hours. Parker sits on his page for hours. There are no MAGA out there, dude. There's none. There's the few weirdos like you. There's a very few, bottom of the bucket, just the chum. Just not, and that's it. Everybody's waking up, dude. There's nobody. I have to sit here and beg people. I have to
don't know who
antagonize
the
them.
Republicans are going to put up. No, I disagree. I know every one of those polls that talk about his favorability ratings, they never tell you that if you split out the Democrat versus Republicans. I've never used the term MAGA. I think it's silly more
But
than
we're not
anything.
talking about polls. We're
I'm
talking about
telling
actual
the
election
Democrats that
results.
I'm kind of happy.
We're
that
talking about actual election results, Jack.
No, I
Not
understand. And
polls. Actual elections.
It's the midterms. You're right. It's the midterms. Well, I'm talking
No,
about
not just
both.
the midterms. Like I said,
Midterms
30
historically
special
go the other way.
elections over the
Okay.
last year.
That's okay.
30 special elections.
I
Not
understood.
polls. Elections that have resulted
Nope.
in people being unseated.
Yep. And let's see what happens in
Yeah,
2016
see, and
and 28.
you're just gonna sit here and ignore it. You're just gonna sit here and ignore it
gonna
and plug
ignore
your
it.
fingers in your ears and go la la la
It's
la
a
la,
fact.
la. That's all you've done this
No,
entire
I don't act
conversation.
like that. Never have acted like that.
That's all you've done
I'm
this entire
amazed.
conversation. That's all you've done this
No,
whole
I haven't.
conversation. Every time we bring up a statistic or a figure, you just go, "Oh, but yeah, that's just the way." No, whatever.
Well,
yeah,
you've
no,
heard
that
about
doesn't happen.
statistics
Yeah,
and
that's not the
figures,
way
right?
it is.
No.
This is what's happening. This is reality. Sorry.
Reality will be in 26.
Sorry, this is
and
happening to you.
reality will be in 28. And I actually kind of like what you guys are doing because I don't think you're going to win. That's all. That's just my opinion. I don't think you're going to win. I don't
you're
think
just
you're
as
going to sway. I
delusional
don't
as
think
Trump
you've swayed
is.
as many voters as you think you have.
You're just
I
as
think the
delusional as
Democrats
Trump
are
is in
just as
that.
split as the Republicans allegedly. Yeah, I think the Republicans, I don't have a problem, and I don't even want to go on the side. What amazes me is the Democrats vote 112, 112, 112, 112. Whenever they had the 112 votes, I'm not sure how many they have right now. And the Republicans seem to fight amongst themselves all the time. They get rid of the speaker, and that's dysfunctional. That's what government's supposed to be. If your own party has debates, they have debates, and they openly debate them. I think that the Nancy Pelosi's, the Chuck Schumer's, the Hakeem Jeffries, in a box right now and don't know how to get out of it. And it's the same thing with every election coming up. Don't know how it's going to go. You're going to have polls. Last time they had the greatest polls to that guy that's predicted the last 14 elections. He came up with 14 points that Trump's going to lose. The woman that said the day before the election, Trump's going to lose Iowa. None of it was true. It didn't turn out to be fact. That's all.
I think
You
it just
talk
helps
about
you sleep at
facts,
night.
those are
That some
facts.
people are infallible.
Actually,
That's fine.
Yeah, no, if this is the guy that I think you're talking about, man, no, he predicted that Trump was going to win like a week before the election.
No,
Yes,
the
he
old
did.
guy after he
See, again, you're getting like half truths, man. He predicted Trump winning a week before the election. Yes, he did.
Again,
he
are you
absolutely
saying
did.
he switched? Are you saying he switched?
No,
Then
he
came
never
out and
usually
said-
announces until about a week or two before the election.
No,
That's
no,
how he's
the-
always done it.
The gentleman that I'm speaking of, I wish I had his name on the top of my tongue. He predicted 13 out of the last 14 elections. He came out and said Trump was going to lose. I'll have to look that up if by chance
Wow,
to get
this
back.
this
to
one
you.
guy that was right all the
his
time. He was
prediction
wrong.
in
Yeah,
2020.
I don't really care which way it went. Honestly, you're just like these are what's called they're called rackets. You're like, oh, this one guy was wrong. That means I have hope.
there wasn't one guy
I
was
just
wrong.
don't think so, man. I've sit up here all day and I scream
wasn't
into the
one guy
void.
that was wrong.
I ask for people to come up here and tell me why they like Trump. None of them want to come up. Nobody wants to come up. No one knows why they like Trump anymore. They're not motivated to vote. They don't care anymore. They go, fuck, we got fooled. God damn it.
And that's gonna win over votes. I don't think that's gonna win over votes. that
I think
statement.
y'all aren't going to show up at the same way we are. We people who can read,
they'll show up.
people who know how bad Trump is doing are going to go show up, and the people who can't defend Trump that might continue to still be conservative, they're just not going to show up. I don't think. I don't think they're going to show
I wish
up.
you luck. I wish you luck, but I think you're wrong. That's all. Only time will tell. It's been a pleasure. I got to go to bed at 3:00.
All right, man.
Hang in there.
Oh, you know what? I will admit, when I am wrong, I am wrong. He actually did improperly predict the 2024 election. I was wrong about that. I fact checked myself in real time.
Let's take a very young people. Trump can't run again anyway. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. He's changing the way elections work as much as he possibly can. We'll see, man. There was a federal judge we just saw in a congressional hearing the other day that seemingly couldn't admit to Congress that Trump wouldn't be able to run again. Like, it seems like they're cooking something in the works. Steve Bannon has outright come out and said, we're looking for a way to get him elected again. They're looking for, like, they're working on it actively in the open. And Trump has said this multiple times now. Like, how fucking disgusting is it?
Well, you know what really scared the hell out of me, and I'm gonna say this right now, TikTok, and to all the listeners out there, this is me spitballing. This is not anything that is proven or solid. It's just an opinion, and I'm gonna just say it. You remember when he came out about the whole voter fraud thing a few weeks ago? Did you notice he mentioned Venezuela a lot?
Yeah.
Who do we have from Venezuela?
What do you mean?
I predict, this is just a prediction, this is just a shot in the dark, but I predict that at some point in time during the next 2 years, I'm thinking maybe before the elections, before midterms, but I'm not sure. But at some point in time, Maduro is going to, a mysterious statement is going to come out from Maduro, verifying that, say, Biden and he were in contact to rig the election. Or that he's at least involved. It's going to give some kind of thing. And then all of a sudden, Maduro is going to be allowed to go back home. I don't know. Something about that speech that night, when I kept hearing Venezuela over and over again, it just kind of, it gave me the chills. And I couldn't drop it. I just couldn't drop thinking about it. And I was like, I could see it happening.
And look, we have one MAGA in the chat going, Trump is going to run again. He is going to win. And then we have another Trumper going, no. Like, Trump has planted this seed early. He's repeating it often to get you to slowly develop and be ready for him to do something unconstitutional. He's slowly edging you to be okay with him running a third term. If you're on the right.
And because of the thing that happened with Colorado in the last election, he has a point of leverage if states try to not put him on it.
You can try coming up again.
Yeah, all we got was static. I don't know what you had going on.
Conditioning's probably better than edging. Sorry, chat.
Yeah, no, your mic's all jacked. I don't know if you got like a headset on or something. Maybe your mic on that screwed up.
Either that or he's owning the libs again. I mean, I've never, I guess just, what would that be? I guess, what tenet of fascism would that be, where you're constantly trying to gaslight half of your country, provoke half of your country, demonize half of your country? It's like common enemy, scapegoating.
Finding a common scapegoat. Yeah. That'd be the one that it would be basically under. Because in order to have a scapegoat, people have to be afraid of a group. You know, or a particular person. They have to think that they've been wronged by that group or by that person. And that's what they've conditioned so far. And it's no different than, no offense, what Adolf did. I mean, he just started screaming about, you know, these people have done all these wrong things to us. And again, I'll make that that comparison, I guess I should say. Replace what Hitler did with Jewish people to trans people. It's not far off from where Adolf was 2 years in.
Demonizing the outgroup, yeah. I don't see how people are like proud to know that their president does this. It's very strange to me that this is where we are.
And yes, I know Adolf did that to trans people as well. He did it to the LGBTQ community as a whole. Yeah, the Mein Kampf thing. I mean, don't get me wrong though. I owned a copy of Mein Kampf for about 15 years before my copy got worn out. I read it constantly because it's good to know these things. It's good to understand them. You know, who was it? Was it General Milley when he was testifying in front of Congress? He said, you know, have I read Mein Kampf? Of course I have. It's good to understand these things. So I'm not going to demonize him over owning a copy of Mein Kampf. I'm not going to say that. But when we see it put into action, then yes, we can criticize the action. But don't go back to just the book. I don't agree with that. You know, to me, it's the same thing as when people try to demonize Trump over his marital infidelity. If he's going to sit there and brag about Christian family values, yeah, you can hold that a candle. But don't try to say it as a judgment on him. I mean, no offense, I have a wife and a girlfriend. We don't know if Melania Trump was just saying, yes, honey, go, you have fun. We don't know that. We have no idea how that dynamic works. Was he screwing Stormy Daniels while his wife was pregnant? Yeah. Did Melania know? We don't know that. Hold it to policy. You know, hold it to the things we know, things that he's acting with now. You know, if you want to compare policy to things that Adolf did, I'm actually researching the shit out of that right now. I'm trying to put together the best organized timeline of the beginning of World War II as I can the beginning of the overtaking of Germany and how Adolf came to power, so that I can make proper comparisons. We were busy though, trying to keep all those kids out of here.
We've determined that there's no reasonable basis to believe that reported content is an
Yeah, it's just a different type of investigation.
Yeah. All right, that was actually just TikTok. But law enforcement. We're losing connection, y'all. I don't know. We'll do a chill stream and then we'll segue into a mother flippin'.
Ever. Jen, you are the best. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
You rock, Jen.
You know, make sure that we support those that need it. Anything. And I would make my kids understand that, you know, wasn't it just not long ago people were begging you to dance?
Yeah.
50, and my parents both died within 10 months of one another. And I remember I saw a man on the sidewalk with a post-it. Instead of giving gifts to my partner, I bought like $500 in gift cards. And I just, because we lived in Fairfield, California, and there's a high population of unhoused folks there. We have a community, we're like the county seat, and we have a prison and a courthouse, and a lot of people get released in our town. And so there's a lot of people that need help. And so, and I driving around town in a low income area, living with my partner, it's just like, you know, there's a lot of people that even if you don't have a lot, like they have less than you do. And so I would just find people that I thought were deserving or just looked like they could use some help. Most of the time they weren't even like asking for anything, but just, you know, you can kind of tell, and just be like, hey, do you mind if I give you this? And I mean, the people, when I did the gift cards, people were really surprised and like, oh my goodness, you know? So it just made me feel good. But I don't usually go online and brag about it or anything, but that's my nature. And so I have to come to terms with that. But now that I do have this place of privilege, that's why I try to do what I've been doing and just kind of quietly sprinkling dollars here and there for people that are deserved, because there's no reason I deserve to have all this money personally. I haven't personally earned it, but even if I did, I don't need it all for myself. Like, I feel like that's kind of silly. So anyways, I'm sorry I rambled a little bit, but Infectious, your heart like speaks to me, and I just wanted to say that you know, I can tell you're a very generous spirit. So when I gave you that money, you do whatever you want to do with it, because that's what gifts are. No strings.
Thank you, Jen. I so appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That is so cool.
Absolutely. Plus, I was an accountant, and we had to like have strict rules between gift money. And so like gift money, you can't like tie it to a specific purpose. So, you know, if you want to talk about it in a business sense.
That's just to kind of cover where you were just at. I own a business, you know, just a small business that I run. I've got one employee. I fix phones for a living. I've been doing it for 15 years now.
I love that.
I learned one of the tricks of the billionaires, and I kind of slid into a nifty way of doing it. My credit card processing company gives out capital loans to, you know, put towards, you know, investment and things like that. And so I take 2 of those out a year, and I live on the loans. I can deduct my loan payments from my taxes.
Exactly.
So basically I can push myself under you know, the 25K a year cap, so I don't pay income taxes.
Yep.
But I do pay plenty in, you know, sales taxes and all, you know, all my other stuff. My rent, you know, pays property tax and all that. But so my twice a year, you know, if things are going well and my bills are all caught up, I like to take some of that money and just kind of help out. You know, just throw it a few people's way. And, you know, that's why I was kind of, you know, that's why I spoiled pickles over the weekend. I've been throwing a lot of big gifts at a lot of good creators that I know and, you know, trying to help them out.
There's something I think this is really silly, but like there's the love languages thing, and like my love language is gifts. So I like to show my love with like gifting people unexpectedly with nothing in return.
Same here.
That makes me really happy. I'm the person who likes to watch people open the presents versus opening the presents myself.
100%, 1,100%. Yes. I spent most of my marriage not getting very many gifts, specifically because my wife didn't work and we enjoyed that life. You know, I mean, my wife didn't work for 12 out of the 13 years of our youngest life. We raised her boys. She was able to stay home and I took care of the family. You know, I raised a family of 5.
Right.
It's not very many people that get the opportunity or the privilege of being able to do that. You know, of having, we didn't ever have much, you know, but my kids didn't want for much. You know, they all had phones at young ages. They all had laptops at decent ages, you know. But running an electronics store, that was easy for me.
Right, exactly.
You know, I could get something that was half broken that somebody couldn't afford to fix. I could pay them for it so they at least make some money. And then I turn it around and I fix it for next to nothing. And
see, this is why I believe that even though I'm not religious whatsoever, I do believe in some sort of universal connection or something, because when you do good things do usually come back to you, like, and holding on to bad things, it only like kind of tears you up inside. So
karma is absolutely a part of the law of attraction.
Yeah.
It is 1,000% a part of the universal law of attraction. It just happens.
But back to good causes real quick. I noticed a really great comment in the chat and wanted to speak to it. I forget who said it, but one of the things that I do plan on doing, I'm still in the process of the whole finalization of everything. So I don't have like all of my inheritance in hand, but I plan on meeting with a money person to figure out how to earn enough to create an endowment that could fund scholarships for and basically set up 2 scholarships in my old school district where I used to live when I was in high school. My mom was a teacher, and I 1,000,000% believe in funding education and supporting teachers and fairness and equity in education for all children, regardless of what challenges they may present with. I think there's a lot better ways we can allocate our budget as a country to like give our kids the best chance possible to be successful. It's just good investment. So I want to invest in the future. And the place I grew up is a really small town in the Central Valley of California where we don't have a lot of opportunity. And every student that attended my mom's school qualified for free lunch. So I guess in today's terms, that would mean everybody's eligible for SNAP, probably. I don't know for sure because I'm not an expert, but I want to give back to my community. And then my other passion is the arts, because I was a music band nerd. And so I want to put an art scholarship for my school district too, and make sure that we can get some talented student, you know, an opportunity to go to school and actually go towards their passion instead of feeling like they have to, you know, take the other way.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah,
If
so
you ever
those
want
are the things I
another,
want to do.
if you ever want a new idea for some place to donate to,
Yeah.
To kind of spread some things around. Can I make a
Yeah.
small request?
I absolutely would appreciate that. Thank you.
Any organizations that fund and do research into neurofibromatosis, or NF.
Help me understand that.
Neurofibromatosis is randomized neurological cancer. It's a cancer that affects the nervous system. You have random neurological tumors that will grow throughout the body, and they just continue to grow.
Oh, man.
My first son passed away from it when he was 7.
Oh.
And it is insanely rare for a child to get it that early.
Yeah.
Usually it hits in like the mid-teens.
Okay.
Is the more common, or like in the early 20s.
Still tragic.
And can usually last for decades. But with him, it hit hard and fast. The tumors that grew, one was behind his left eye, one was wrapped around his spinal column, and then another one was wrapped in his intestines. So they were absolutely inoperable.
Right.
So he went through chemo treatments to see if they could slow it down, and didn't really affect anything. And so then he went on hospice.
I'm really
And
sorry
I
to
know,
hear that. Yeah.
I will admit, his mother and I were not together, and so I was not around for a vast majority of it. But it's not that I wasn't around. You know, I constantly went to see him as often as I could. Helped her out in any way, shape, or form, you know, getting to hospital arrangements and things like that, doctor's appointments, you know, helping her out with, you know, say she couldn't afford an alternator or needed a tire on her car or something.
Right.
You know,
Being
helped her out
there
as often
doesn't
as I
always
could.
look the same for everybody.
No, yeah. No. And, you know, in situations like that, it's never ideal.
No.
And she was going through enough, and she had a family of her own. But it's just, you know, organizations that look into NF, it's one of those that you don't see many scams and frauders. You know, a vast majority of the organizations associated with NF are very, very straight up, very legitimate. Usually have a split between ones that are funding research and then ones that are funding families. Ones that are actually going out and helping mothers get hotel rooms and, you know, travel expenses and things like that. So.
Yeah. Will you DM me some information about that?
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
So I can put it into my donating plan or whatever we call it now. I don't know these terms, you guys. I was on Medi-Cal before this. I haven't even worked since 2020. I couldn't find a job, so it's weird. I don't know. Maybe I'll give it all away. Yeah, let's get raiding on something. We got to get into movie night.
Yeah, let's raid somebody. Let's raid Board Again Atheist.
Good night, Infectious. Thank you.
Good night, Jen. Thank you again so much. I really appreciate your support.
Talk to you soon, Pickles.
All right. See you in a sec.
All right,
See you
bye.
later, brother.
All right. Peace out, bro. Yeah, all the love to them. I think we're like the coolest. We might be the coolest community on TikTok. That's a scientific fact. Probably the coolest. Born Again Atheists. Let's do it. Born Again Atheists with an underscore. Go give Born Again the love. I am going to go live on my main account. And I am going to do just like shooting the shit for a little bit. I'm going to do something different though. It's going to be a members or subscriber only chat. So you can watch, but you can't chat unless you're a subscriber. This is just going to be something I do every once in a while.